Hey, what's going on, guys? 1-4 here. This is a quick video I wanted to make about my first line setup. This is something that is neglected, I've noticed, by a lot of newer players in the sport, and even some people who have been at it for a while, where you'll see them in like a huge plate carrier, like an Interceptor vest or like a Cirrus. The Cirrus is reasonably sized, but what I'm getting at is you'll see sometimes people out at the field with like everything possible crammed onto their plate carrier, and they're just wearing a belt to hold up their pants, and sometimes you see people who are not wearing a belt at all, and that, my friends, leads to situations that are not appropriate for mention on YouTube. But anyway, why do I run a first line setup? The reason is simple. Rather than putting all of the weight of my gear setup on my plate carrier and on my torso, and by that token my shoulders, I like to spread out the weight across my body. And I like to have some weight on my waist, some weight on my shoulders, some weight on my back, and it makes for an all-around more comfortable experience. And if we could remember the age-old principle, Airsoft is a fashion show, and thorough first line setups look cool. So this is my current first line setup. As you can see, it's on a duty belt base, which is just a stiff nylon belt. This particular belt is made by Blackhawk. I like it very much. I'm going to be honest though, what is probably going to happen in the not too distant future is I'm probably going to get the HSGI Battle Belt. Just because while this works, as I add more to it, I'm starting to feel that I need something a little bit more sturdy. This is sturdy, don't get me wrong, but I think I might go for the Battle Belt. I will do an update on that in the future, for those who care. So again, we have a Blackhawk duty belt. This is a 2-inch belt. I picked it up at a local surplus store, but you can find them. I mean, the internet is just lousy with these belts. They're everywhere. It's a great design. Up here on the buckle, there is this third little locking button here, and that keeps the belt from this. So say if you were moving around or whatever, and you bumped one of these clips on a less sophisticated belt, you run the possibility of it possibly coming undone and falling off, and who wants that? So that third safety buckle, what that does is makes it impossible for this belt to come undone without you, the user, engaging that buckle. It's really not conceivable that the belt would fail through you bumping into anything, or maybe somebody has a story out there. But in my experience, it has not been my experience. So I'm now going to work my way over here to my right, and what you're going to see is a whole bunch of stuff from FKT, Falcon Kydex Tech, which is owned and run by my teammate Raptor12, also known as Doc, the FMF Corpsman veteran from Wyoming, Michigan. He has made some excellent products for all walks of shooter life, whether in my case in Airsoft or in my soon-to-be Real Steel experience. He's also making some products for local police and possibly even some military guys. So this equipment is rugged enough to fit any of those applications. And what I've done with my first line is I have my first and only secondary reload. That is because I am still running the SOCOM gear Black Ops 1911, which is essentially a high kappa, so I have 2 double stacked magazines. I really don't need to have more than just 2 magazines. Moving to the side here, I have 2 of his patented QMP quick mag pouches for my M4 magazines. He makes these to fit both PMags and StanAgs. These fit perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and say right now, in my humble opinion, these QMPs are better than the Fast Mags. They're better than the Fast Mags in that I've had them before. I still have them, even though I will be selling them soon. These are, in terms of width, and by width I mean right here. So coming out from my waist, They're a lower profile than the fast mags. They are a bit longer, but the material overall is more rugged, and as you can see, the thickness of the Kydex is there and is to be considered. So those are there. They're attached to my belt via malice clips. They can weave into molly webbing very easily. And then around back, I have a Tactical Tailor Fight Light dump pouch. This is a nice big pouch with a shock cord enclosure here. It also rolls up and buckles, even though I never really rolled up and buckle it. If you don't use a shock cord cinch, there is a possibility of empty mags falling out of your pouch on the fly, and who wants to lose mag pouches? So that's something to consider. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but overall I like the pouch very much and I recommend it. Moving over here, I have my SOCOM Gear 1911 in a Serpa Holster by Blackhawk. I still have the waist paddle on here waiting on the duty belt clip to arrive. I don't know, when I bought the holster it had the clip and then I lost it or something. Now, up front I have two Flashbang pouches, again by FKT, Falcon Kydex Tech. That is, you can reach Doc on Facebook and also at his website. I have these here because now some of you may be asking one question. All right, it's 2012 R14, implying that you're not running all of your bangers on your back like GMR. Do you even operate? Yes, I know. This style of banger holster was made famous by Green Mountain Rangers. They are at least the first team that I've seen with these Kydex flashbang pouches on their backs. I run two on my back and I run two on my belt. And the reason for that is because my team is, and some people might get it twisted, they'll say, well, why don't you just do it like GMR? Well, GMR is a much larger team than the team that I'm on, and their doctrine is different. They use the high ready stacking is something that they use quite a bit, and so it makes sense for each operator to have all of his bangers and frags on his back because the person behind him in the stack is going to deploy them. That said, there's only a handful of guys on my team. We're just a fire team, and so when we move, there are times where I'm stacked, and there are times where I'm staggered away from my teammates, and so I need to be able to deploy bangers and frags myself sometimes. So that is why I have two on my belt where I can access them and two on my back where my teammate can access them. So that's that. Just a little commentary on that aspect, but other than that, not really too much to write home about. Again, Blackhawk duty belt. Lots of Kydex from Falcon Kydex Tech. They make holsters right now. I'm okay with my Serpa at the moment, even though a lot of people have bought holsters from Doc and they're very high quality. I've seen them myself. One of our teammates who's in law enforcement has a custom holster made from Doc, and it works very well. So again, his link will be in the description, as well as a product list of everything you see in front of you. So take it easy, guys. Please subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with those who will find it relevant, and continue to support this channel. Continue to support Milsim and Airsoft the world over. Take it easy. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you around.